I got some tea to spill, so if you're ready to chill, take a Jill pill.
Hi, welcome back to Take a Jill Pill. It's good to be back. I did take a week off last week. I needed it. I just needed a week off from it. I missed you guys though. Like I really do miss doing it when I don't do it. It's just that some days it's just unpredictable. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't have it in me, you know, and I really thought I would and I didn't. So I skipped a week and thank you for understanding that. As much as I feel like really well adjusted to the rhythm that I'm in with like losing my mom actively, it's a long loss, the long goodbye, but it's like, you think you get used to it kind of, but there are just some days where it's just unpredictable and like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to talk more about this in this episode. I'm going to cover the 3 emotions that might be sucking the life out of you if you're living in them, because that's kind of like what's on my mind right now. So maybe it's going to be helpful for some people out there. But yeah, I just feel like some days I'm just like, yeah, I'm done today. And I'm going to talk more about that too. Okay. So today though, it's good. We're all good. We're here. Okay, it's spring, is a full moon this weekend. And I used to think, oh, like who cares? And now I really, as you know, my woo-woo-ness, I'm like, oh, the full moon totally, it jacks you up, you know? So if you have kids, you know that. Because I feel like, I don't have kids, but I've been around enough kids and I have enough friends who are parents or like people who work at schools and stuff. And they're like, the full moon. And I'm like, okay, no, it's real. And the way that I really found out that it's real is the dementia thing, like the Alzheimer's dementia, like elderly, and not even if people are just old, like it just messes with you. And then everyone's like, oh, babies and old people get affected by the full moon. But I feel like us in the middle are getting ignored there because I think we also get affected by the full moon, you know? Let's all take that as an excuse this weekend, okay? If you're not sleeping, if you're just off, if you're like emotional, like there's several things that could happen. If you're a star seed, I don't know, like me, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I don't really think I am. It's just kind of fun that was from last week, to kind of explore that little woo-woo-ness. Anyway, it's going to be a fun episode today. I'm going to tell you now before I do start in my rants, how it's going to go. I'm going to rant, okay? And then I'm going to have a special segment that's going to be a chat with a listener. I've been wanting to do this and I want to make it a more normal thing. If you have something where you're like, I want to chat with you about this topic that you had, let me know, because I do want to have people on here. But today I invited this person on here today and she graciously is going to come on and chat with me about something. So we'll get to that. Okay. So look forward to that. And then I'm going to tell you about the 3 emotions that are sucking the life out of you quietly, maybe loudly. I don't know. And then we're going to do top 5. We're going to do top 5 items that I always have in my kitchen, just because I want to talk about that. And then we have listener questions, which we have a ton of listener questions today. So that'll be fun. And of course, the Jill pill. So let's go. Okay, one of my favorite things about spring, especially in New England, but it's yard sales. And here's the thing, I love and hate yard sales. I love the idea of it because it's like a nice day and you're just you just like drive around, you spot one, you pull in. But actually, the social anxiety that it brings out of me to like I want to go to yard sales, like especially for things like furniture, because it's hard, it's a little weird, like getting someone else's old stuff. I guess that is a little weird. But at the same time, like furniture especially, it's hard to find, 1, furniture that you love. 2, they don't really make it that well anymore. It's just so chintzy. Like if you buy it on Amazon and then you got to put it together and stuff. So sometimes you can find like really solid bureaus or like coffee tables and stuff at yard sales. And there's character to them. And as long as it's not like super weird, if you don't think about it too much, that it was someone else's furniture. Sometimes I can't think about it, but you clean it and paint it or would do whatever. And I kind of like that stuff. Like I romanticize that in my brain. Like I'd like to be the person who buys a bureau and like refinishes it and like Annie Sloan chalk paints it, and I've done that. I have done that. So I'm not like pretending I'm that person. Like I am that person, but I really struggle. Like I'll take a Saturday and I'll be like, I'm going to drive around and look for a yard sale because I need a lamp or I don't know, whatever. And then I'll drive and I'll see one. And the social anxiety that comes over me is so strong. I will like drive past and then I'll turn around and be like, Jill, go back and just go in. And I'll look and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't, because then I have to talk to them. And then if I don't see anything I like, I'm going to feel like, okay, thanks, bye. And they're like, really? You don't want anything? And then it's like, you got to have cash. Well, now at least people do Venmo and stuff, but like, you got to be like, I only have, I have a 20, and they're like, you can't take change if it's like $18, just keep it. You know what I mean? It's $10. It's like, they're like, this is $1. I can't stand when people haggle and bargain at yard sales. Like something's $5 and they're like, will you take 3? And it's like, oh my gosh, get a life. Sorry. I'm sorry if you're that person, but I can't with that. It's too much. Especially, have you ever hosted a yard sale? That is actually worse than going to one, because you're just sitting there all day and people are coming and browsing through your stuff and like overlooking it all. And you're like, I know it's crap, but like, you're just trying to make, like $100 for what? It's actually like, the more that I talk about a yard sale, it's terrible. But there's something really like old fashioned and sentimental about it to me. And it's like, you can find really good things. I have gotten like a really nice leather couch and leather chair for like $40 at a yard sale one time. Really nice. So the place, like around here too, also people will just put free stuff out at the end of their driveways in the spring. And it's like nice stuff, but it's like, it's so awkward because it's like Facebook Marketplace in real life. It's the original Facebook Marketplace, and we know how that goes. It's like, that's one of my big rants of people on Facebook Marketplace who are like, if it's listed, it is still available. Do not ask me if it's available. And I'm like, calm down. Okay, just relax. I don't know how else to ask about it. I just want to say, is it still available? And then I just get berated. And I feel like at yard sales, it's an introvert's nightmare. So I battle with like this longing to be a yard sailor, and like some people call them estate sales, garage sales, rummage sales. I don't know. I go with the classic yard sale, but yeah, I want to be that person. And I either need a buddy who's like very extroverted and we can, or I don't know. I need to just buck up, There's just so much space for awkwardness and interactions at yard sales. And it's like, I haven't even gotten into like the crazy yard sailors, who are there like before. It's like they get there like 5 a.m. and they look all the yard sales up. That's a whole cult in itself. But as far as yard sales go, that's just my final thought is this. This is nobody asked, but like if you go to a yard sale and something is like a couple dollars, just pay the couple dollars, and maybe give them a couple more, because nobody's making bank off of these things, and it's like, let's all relax. I know money's tight right now, but I mean, it's $1, That's my 2 cents you didn't ask for. Okay, the other thing I've been dealing with when it comes to like social anxiety and introversion is, okay, so I'm in this Chipotle fix right now, like where I eat Chipotle multiple times a week. And part of it's because the honey chicken is back. And I'm a big fan of the honey chicken. And when I don't have dinner planned and I'm like busy and I'm running around doing stuff or working really like till dinner time and I haven't planned, it's just an easy thing when you're just like, I don't want to cook. It's like really close to me. It's not that expensive. It's borderline healthy, So anyway, and I love the honey chicken. So the other night I ordered, this is the big part of it. You can order on mobile app and just go in and not talk to anyone, and just grab it from the shelf. Big plus. Now it would only be better if there was a drive-through. I will avoid places because I just don't want to go in and pick up something and talk to someone. I know, guys, I have a podcast. I understand how weird this is because you might think, oh, Jill's like outgoing and talkative and like can talk about whatever. I hate social interactions like that. So Chipotle is my go-to because I can just run in, grab it, and just never talk to a person. Why are you lonely, Jill? I don't know. Anyway, so I ordered it the other night. And I get home, there's like one piece of honey chicken in it. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I got on the app. I don't ever do this, but I was like, there was a problem with my order. And they're like, oh, so, it's like a chat bot. And here we go with the chat bots again. But they're like, so sorry, what was missing? And I'm like, the honey chicken. And so they gave me a free entree. Okay, great. That's great. So a couple days later, again, I hadn't planned. So I was like, I'm going to get Chipotle. I was out in a different part of town and there was a different Chipotle close. So I ordered it to that Chipotle. I picked it up. I got home. There's no chicken in my order. None, not one piece of meat in my bowl. And I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Like, so I get back on the app and I'm like, again, there's no chicken in my order. And they literally shut me down. Like, they were like, this chat has been closed because they think I'm scamming them. Because like they're like, oh, she figured out if she says there's no chicken, we'll give her a free one. And then and I get that. It looks that way. But this truly happened to me. Like, I'm not lying. The $15 is not that important to me, but the honey chicken is, So a few days after that, this has been over like maybe 2 weeks. Okay. Don't judge me too much. A few days after that, I had a really bad day and I was like, again, Chipotle, I'm just going to get it. So I order it and I go to drive there and I had ordered it to the other Chipotle that's like 15 minutes away, whereas the one near me is like a couple minutes. And so I get to the parking lot and it's like, you're a little far from your destination. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I already paid. I already did it. And at this point, I'm not dealing with any free ones. So I get on the app. I have a problem. Like, I should have just been like, forget it and just order it again. But I was like, can I cancel this? And they're like, you can reorder at the new restaurant and then we'll void your other order. So I'm like, do I care enough? And I was like, yeah, I guess I do. So I order at the right place. I go in and it's not ready. It's not ready. And the girls, I'm like, do you have an order for Jill? Because I have to talk to someone. And she's like, we're out of honey chicken. You've got to be kidding me right now. Okay. All I want is honey chicken. And this is my third attempt. And I was like, and she was like, oh, sorry. And I was like, no, it's not you. It's just like, I couldn't hide my reaction because she's probably like, it's not a big deal. Like, and she didn't know that I have been pining for my honey chicken for 3 different orders. And anyway, she was like, do you want like a free queso? And I was like, sure. I don't even like their queso, but that was nice. So anyway, I get on a meeting a couple days later and I'm talking to my client and he's eating Chipotle. And I was like, oh, I told him a little bit of my fiasco with all of this. And he's like looking at his order and he's like, actually, I never get this. I never get this in it. And he looks at the bag. He's like, this isn't my name. This is the wrong order. And I was like, that is so weird. Chipotle is failing in a big way right now. It's like, what are the chances? And he's like in a totally different state than me, not even close to here because this was over Zoom. So it's been like a struggle with Chipotle. I'm like, you are my safety net. Like, you are the place I can go to get all of the things that I love. And it's just, you're failing me right now, Chipotle. And I want to love you. And I still do, but you're losing me a little bit, you really are. But I'm committed to the honey chicken. And if I know me, I will make an attempt to get back there again and get it. And I won't change anything. I'll still do mobile ordering because I'm a sucker, and I just don't want to talk to them. That's my Chipotle story. Somebody asked in one of the listener questions today, for Chick-fil-A, do you prefer the drive-thru or the mobile ordering? And I'm like, I'm a mobile order girl now. If I can mobile order it, I will. Because the fewer interactions I can have with people, the better. I'm just kidding. I don't really mean that, but sort of I do, when you're just not in the mood. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. That leads me to Dunkin, guys. Dunkin is on one right now, and they always are on one. But all you guys sent me this stuff this week about the Dunkin buckets again, and now Dunkin's doing like a whole week where they're doing like tote bags and golf balls and pineapple cups and all this stuff. And I was like, I need to talk to someone about this. And there is a listener who I have known for a long time, like back in Jill and Kate days, and she is committed to this Dunkin marketing stuff. Like, she gets I got the glove, yeah, but I didn't get like the wedding box munchkin thing. She did. She is so committed. And I was like, I need to ask Meghan if she will come on here and talk with me about Dunkin. And so she has graciously agreed to do that. And I would like to introduce you to the very committed and loyal New Englander who is an inspiration to me, honestly. Here's Meghan. I hope you enjoy our little chat. Okay, Meghan, thank you for joining me. I have known you. How long have I known you?
It's a while. I think we met in Nashville, but this was probably like 2012 or...
Yeah, and I was trying to think, like, did we meet at one of our shows first?
Yes.
Okay.
I met you guys at a show, you and Kate, and I heard of you through a friend that I had in Nashville, my friend Jess, and she...
Yes.
Show, yes. And we met there, and just, hung out and stayed connected, I think, throughout the years here. So it's
yes, because
wild.
we're both from New England, but we were both living in Nashville. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we connected on that.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's awesome. It's been a long time. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on here. You are my Dunkin' inspiration. Because so we both got the gloves. Everyone knows about the pink Dunkin' glove. Okay. I got that here. Yes.
I brought all my Dunkin' things.
Oh, good. You got the glove. I got the glove. And then there was the wedding box, like the proposal box with the munchkin. She's holding it up in the screen. Okay. And I didn't commit to that. I felt like I'm not as committed to you. And so I was like, I need you to come on here because right now Dunkin's going crazy with their giveaways and their like marketing.
Yes.
And so I DM'd you and I was like, are you going to get the tote bag or whatever it was? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go for all of it. And I'm like, will you come on and talk? Okay. So I guess, how did your Dunkin' obsession start?
Oh, gosh. Back when I was a kid, probably. Growing up in New England, my mom would go and get coffee and I would get the coladas. And then throughout school, I started to drink the coffee and I've just been loyal to it, ever since, and then I had my daughter and my coffee intake, it progressed. And I've really been a Dunkin' fan. I think moving away and being down in the South, it was one of those things when I moved there in 2010, there weren't a lot of Dunkins.
I don't think there were any at that point.
No,
maybe.
no.
Yeah.
And it started to come around and I thought, okay, like we're good. I've got my Dunkin'. And one ended up opening right down the street. And, I think from then on, probably like 2019, 2020, I was getting it almost every day and following all the things that they were doing, all their marketing campaigns and stuff. And
Did you feel like Dunkin' because I felt like this, but the Dunkin' in Tennessee, like they're not as good as the ones up here though. Like they don't really know what they're doing.
Not as good. It took them a while to get the hang of it. I will say. Yes. Yeah. Either drinks were messed up or waiting so long in line. Yeah. It's not like
they didn't get it. Yeah. You couldn't just go in and order and you would, or if you order here, how, like, what's your Dunkin' order here?
So I usually get an iced medium with a caramel swirl and hazelnut shot and some cream, just a little bit of cream. But either the cream, it would be so much cream, it was too sweet, or not enough. And it's hard for them.
I know, and they didn't know. Like, because I'll get like the sugar-free hazelnut, but you don't have to say sugar-free here.
Right.
But in the South, they would put in the swirl or whatever, and I was like, anyway, it's not the same. I know that's just a little rant, but okay. So when did you kind of commit to, I'm going to get all the stuff that they're putting out, like all the free giveaways?
So I'm on the app and I was really enjoying their rewards program. And I think that they recently got away from being able to get free coffee. It's harder. You have to go.
I know.
And so I ended up joining on Facebook a group called Dunkin World. And I know this sounds crazy, but
I love it.
There's almost like, I think 700,000 followers on there. And people are insane. They're crazy. They find things that I would not find just from hearing people, talk about what's going on up here. There's a lot of people who are committed. And I think people who work there, employees that have the inside information too. I guess I've been on that page enough where it will pop up on my feed now. And I see it all the time, just the talk of Dunkin'. And that's when I see these posts that, on, what was it, May, I don't know what date it was a couple weeks ago, where they were giving out 1 million free coffees.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to go on the app and I'll find all the information on there about the totes, about the cups. And so that's how I keep up with it. And it just kind of started as a fun thing, going to get one of the cups or the glove. And Dakota, my daughter, got excited about it. And we just kind of keep this going now. I like the rewards. I like the freebies. Do it around.
They have gotten bad though. Like they used to give you like 100 for a Monday, or I know this is niche, but like you'd get like 100 points for a pre-order on Monday, and now it's 50. And I'm like, come on, guys.
I know. Well, way back in the day, they used to give you a free birthday drink, and now they give you like 3 times the points. And and that's actually truly how it started too. I ended up putting a list together, compiling a list of, this started when I was in Tennessee, actually, of all of the fast food places or even the stores that would give you birthday freebies.
Yeah.
And I would write them down and everyone would come to me like, my birthday's coming up. Let me see your list of like 30 plus places.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dunkin', they've gotten kind of stingy on that. And so now when these fun little things come out, I'm like, I've got to try for it. I've got to go get the cup and the munchkin tin and the tote. And all
Yeah. Have you ever like missed one? Like, do you get there early? Like, how do you guarantee you're going to get one?
Yeah, so I work from home and usually I'll see it like the week of what's coming up. Well, now they've actually posted it and I have a heads up for all of June. I mean, there's a tote on June 1st. There's a couple other items. A
Golf ball.
They added once that I didn't send you. There's a golf tee cup holder, and I think the promotion for Father's Day. That's what makes sense to me. But yeah, I'll just figure out what day that this is going on. And like I said, I work from home, so I just kind of look at my calendar. I'll shift a few things around. Like I'm super committed, but I know you are in less than a mile from me, so I usually go there early.
Yeah,
and get in line or go inside is actually the best now, I think, to make sure you get something. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing you've gotten?
So this is pretty cool. This is from a while ago, but it's a munchkin tin.
That is cute.
And they had this out when they were promoting Wicked.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You get the tin. But I really do like the Hot Girls Run on Dunkin' cup. This might be my favorite.
That is cute. So that was a giveaway. That's not a purchase. Okay.
That was not a purchase. No, you had to buy one of the the refreshers. I think it was. You had to purchase a refresher.
Yeah.
To get the cup. And I don't usually drink those, but I bought one and tried it out and I got the cup. The cup was actually the one that was a little bit difficult. I didn't think I was going to get it. So I
really?
Worry about this one.
Have you missed one? Have you like gotten there and they're gone?
No.
That's kind of wild because I don't know. I just feel like people are there all the time. Is your Dunkin' a busy Dunkin'?
Yeah, I have 3 around me and one of them's really busy.
Have you ever gone and gotten multiple things from multiple Dunkins? No. How crazy are you?
I haven't done that.
Okay.
I thought about it though, because I thought, I could give one to my sister, my mom, my daughter, have multiples. I don't know. I feel like everyone should have a
fair shot. You're such a nice person. Also, I don't think I said this. She's in a sweatshirt right now that says Dunky Junkie, and I desperately need that. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that for the listeners, Okay, so your daughter's in it, like with you. You guys are committed. Do your family and friends, are they like, Meghan's crazy about this, or do they like fully support you?
Gosh, yes, a little crazy. I'll usually text my sister and my mom afterwards, and they're like, how did you know? How did you get this? Yeah, they do.
Fun, right?
And it's fun. Yes. Yeah. Now I have a little Dunkin' shrine, I guess, in my house of all the things, but
I know the tote. I just saw a post about the tote that's coming Monday.
Yes.
And it's actually very cute and I need it, but I'm going to be in New York and I'm kind of worried. I can go to one there and maybe I'll get it. But I feel like here, I know I could get it if I went early enough.
Right.
I'm kind of stressing about it because that's when I actually do want.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's really good quality. They put up something today and it says, yeah, you totes need this.
That's what I saw.
I think they're releasing them at either 9 or 10 o'clock. I have to go back and look. But if you get there 10, 15 minutes, and I think you can make it happen.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, and that will be heartbreaking for me, but I'll survive, I guess. And I'll live vicariously through you.
Yes.
Is that the thing you're most excited about that's coming up?
I think so, yes. Well, the tote looks really nice, but the pineapple cup looks fun too. I'm weird about cups. It just summertime's coming up and it looks fun. Yeah.
I love it. Even the stuff that they sell, their cups, like I have a few Dunkin' like tumblers or whatever. They're cute and they're fun and the colors are exciting, but getting them for free is really, I think, what makes it. I don't know. Why is that so exciting? I don't know, but it is.
I know. And just the fact that they only have 20 to 24, they say it's so random at the store. So it's kind of like, aha, I got one. And I'm going to be really upset if I don't get one of these items. I'm really committed. I'm going to be there.
I know your commitment does inspire me. I'm being serious because there's times where I'm like, I don't know, I just don't feel like going, but I would like the collection and I'm not like a collector, but There's something about it. We're in a cult. Do you know we're in the Dunkin' cult?
We are. And I don't collect things either. And I'm not going to turn around and sell these. So it's like, why do I need them? But well, no, it's just New England and loving Dunkin'. And now they have all the fun things. It's like, why not? Why not have them all?
I know. I think it is. And that's why I wanted to talk to you, because you're from New England and there's something like the cult of New England. And even when you said like you started on the culotta, like the culotta was the gateway drink into Dunkin' when we were like, you know, you're a little younger than me probably, but like high school, junior high, the culotta got us on the Dunkin' train. And well, I'll always be grateful for that.
Absolutely. For sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you for chatting. Is there anything else you want to shout out for Dunkin' or?
Oh gosh, Dunkin'. I mean, I have some ideas. Give me
your best idea.
I love sunglasses, and I think that if they went with some funky, fun, cheap sunglasses even.
There was one at a store opening. I got them like a few years ago.
You did?
But I didn't remember that till right now. Yes, orange. Like
the
with
orange.
Dunkin' on the... Yeah.
I have not seen them. I thought sunglasses would be really cool. Like wake up, shade up, or
there you go.
Happens, grab some shade, something cheesy, you know? Or even like it's summertime, like a tumbler sleeve. I know that they sell those. Car coasters, I guess, for your car, or they could do some kind of fun, like little umbrella. I feel like a clip-on thing on your drink, something silly, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Dunkin', they're coming out with some really unique and silly things that they can keep it going all summer. I'd like to see if they can do some fun things into July and August. You know, being up here in New England, we have a lot of beaches. I think they could do some fun things, but
yeah, maybe a beach towel. Even I don't know. That would be good, right? Yeah. I feel like maybe, I don't know if you're in marketing, I don't know what you do, but I feel like you could have a job there.
I would love to. I think I missed my opportunity.
I think so too. Oh man. Well, hey, I truly mean I'm inspired by you. That's why I wanted to have you on. And it's just fun because it's like a little cult and we're a part of it together. And it is what it is. We can't help ourselves.
I love that my daughter's getting into it too. So when we were going to get the glove, the mitten thing for your left hand, we were driving up and she was watching all the people walking out with them. And she's like, okay, that's 1, 2, 3. She's like, Mom, are we going to miss it? It's like, we're okay.
That's so cute.
They've got about 15, 20 more. So it's been a fun thing. We just we know which Dunkins to go to now. It's a fun little thing that we've bonded over to
That's super cute. I love that. Yeah, that's really nice. Cause it is fun. It's just something fun, and we need more fun in our lives.
We do. World's crazy. So it's just kind of a little thing on the side that we can laugh about and enjoy.
For sure. Awesome. Well, it's really good to chat with you. I appreciate you coming on. And will you keep me posted about next week and all the things that you get?
Of course. Yes.
And we'll keep a tab and I'll report back.
Cool. Yeah, that would be great. I will let you know.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay, I love doing that. If you want to chat with me about anything, it could be like aliens or a cult or Trader Joe's or whatever. If you were like, I've been hung up on this one thing you said and I want to discuss it with you, let me know. I mean, you could be the next listener chat. I don't know. So thank you, Meghan. Thanks again. All right. Remember when I started this podcast, I was like, one of the side effects may be overthinking. And I really do. I am an overthinker. A big time. I live in my head. And I try not to. Recently, I was with a friend and I was like telling her about something and she was like, you're like highly sensitive. And I was like, oh yeah, I know. She's like, I just didn't realize that about you. I'm like, oh yeah, I am. Like, I can also like shut it off, but I'm highly sensitive. I'm overthinking things all the time. So I had this week, oh man, guys, I had this week where there was just a lot of conflict in my life this week. And I am a 9 on the Enneagram, if you know personality types in that way. 9 is a peacemaker, where my main motivation in life is peace. Like, I want peace with everyone, all my friends, family, Chipotle workers, Dunkin' mobile apps. I want peace. I don't like conflict, but I do also have a very strong sense of like justice and defending things that I really believe in. So I will create conflict or approach conflict or deal with conflict when it's about something I really care about and I like need to like defend whatever's happening. So I had a very emotional week and like a lot of conflict that I'm not going to get into the specifics of because it's not important and it's not about anyone who's listening to this podcast. I don't think, hopefully, because actually though, someone the other day was like, my dad listens to your podcast. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Your dad? Who's listening to this podcast? I feel like I know everyone who listens to it and I know I don't, but I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta be aware that it's not just like this little circle of people listening to my podcast. Because I listen to a lot of things and I don't like call in or write in questions. I only know kind of the people who do that. You know what I mean? So if you're out there and you're just like a quiet lurker listening, hi, shout out. I'm glad you're here. I'm like you, so I wouldn't write in either. Anyway, there was one day this week where the conflict, it was so much in one day, like from morning to noon. I had so much that I was like, I couldn't deal with it anymore. And I was like, I have so many emotions in my body. I don't know what to do with them. And I went and worked outside. I was like gardening and raking and like getting in the dirt because I just needed to get it out of my body. And I was like a crazy person, but I was just thinking about emotions and how they really can quietly, like under the surface, just kind of suck the life out of you or build up and create this like volcano that's about to erupt. And so I want to talk today about the 3 emotions that you could be ignoring that might be sucking the life out of you or might be creating a volcano within you and what to do about it. And maybe just to like be aware and notice it in case I don't want you to get to a point like I got to this week. Okay. So here are the 3 emotions that I think are most prominent that are going to maybe suck the life out of you. Okay. So number 1 is guilt. Okay. This is my strongest emotion right now. I saw this post recently on Instagram. It's this girl that I follow on Instagram who is also dealing with her mom who has dementia. This is why I post about stuff sometimes. This girl nails everything I feel. Like all of her posts, I'm like, I could have written that. And I don't want to like be someone who that's my platform. That's just not who I am. But the reason I do share about various stuff, but that in particular is because it helps me when people share that. And so I just am aware that one of the greatest things we can feel is like someone understands us, that someone is like, oh my gosh, I feel that too. And so the reason I do share about this kind of journey with my mom and dementia for me is for that reason. It's not for any other reason. So anyway, this girl posted, I'm going to read some of it because she posted about guilt. She said, the one thing that nobody warned me about on this dementia journey, guilt. No matter what I do or don't do, guilt is always with me. And it has been from the very beginning. Not fighting harder to get her a diagnosis, guilt. Getting annoyed when she couldn't see that anything was wrong, guilt. Feeling like I'm never there enough for my parents, guilt. Making a decision to put mom in care, guilt. The whole post is just this carousel with her saying all the things she feels guilt about when dealing with her mom. It's like, when I don't have enough energy that day to like put up with her and visit her, or the guilt I feel about putting her in care in general, the guilt when I get frustrated with her when she can't remember or do something that she used to be able to do, you know, the guilt I feel when I do something for myself or take time for myself, you know, the guilt of feeling like I'm just never doing it right. And I know that a lot of parents feel this way. You can feel this way in a partnership. Like this is just an emotion that can suck you dry because you're just always feeling like bad, you know? And when you always feel bad, it's first of all exhausting. And then it also makes you do things for the wrong motives. Like doing something out of guilt is not a good reason to do it, you know? But if you're a fixer, if you're a caretaker, you probably struggle with this. And so I would just like check yourself and be like, am I operating out of guilt? And is that sucking the life out of me? Because that's an emotion that like you kind of got to get under control. And I'm saying that to myself. Okay. So guilt, big one. Number 2, the emotion that is maybe quietly sucking the life out of you or creating a volcano, one or the other, is fear/worry. The fear that something's always going to go wrong or like the shoe is going to drop in whatever area of your life. Like maybe you have a job that's sort of unstable or you're in a relationship that you're like, it's hot and cold, you know, and you're like, I don't know if it's going to work out and I don't know if I should stay or leave. There's so many things like to be fearful about and worry about. Or if you have kids and you worry that they're going to get hurt or are their friends right? And like, you know, there's so many things we can worry about. You live in your head versus living in your life. And it's built out of this lack of control and this need for control, but it's like really unproductive. It's like a really unproductive mental game to just worry all the time. And I wrote this song called Quit Worrying. I don't think we ever released it, but it's out there on YouTube or something. But we were just worrying about everything in life, whether it be money, career, if people liked us. Like there's just so many things you worry about. And we just listed them out. And it was like, yeah, I'm going to quit that. I'm going to quit worrying about all those things. And you have to like almost list it out and commit to the quit. Commit to the quit, guys. Commit to quitting worrying because like I said, it's super unproductive and you're not living in your life. You're living in your head and in like what could be. And that's not real. So you got to quit worrying. And the third emotion that I came to here that could be sucking the life out of you is the chronic overwhelm. I think we're all dealing with this. So if you're not, you might be like, no, Jill, I think I'm just like dealing with life and I don't feel these emotions are taking over. And that's so good for you. I'm glad. This is just, maybe there's someone out there that it is. It's like the chronic overwhelm is just like, it's always feeling behind. It's always feeling like there's a never ending to-do list. Every day it never ends. It just gets added to. And sometimes something I do when I get the chronic overwhelm is either I never start the list, I numb out, avoid it, or spend time on like other things that aren't on the list that don't matter. And then I'm just not managing my time well. Or I live in that chronic overwhelm and I look at the list and I spend so much time on like one little thing that's not a big deal because I'm like, and then you just do it. And when you're done, you're like, oh my gosh, that wasn't a big deal, you know? But there's so much to be overwhelmed with for all of us, just living in the world we're living in. Like go to the freaking gas pump and it's overwhelming. I'm like $40, $50, $60, $70, like every time you're watching it go up and like, that's overwhelming, you know? Even if money's not a struggle for you, you're just kind of like, this is kind of a big deal. Or the state of the world, you know, just in general, that's overwhelming. And then you have your personal stuff, you have your family, you have your health, all the things that just build up and you can't do it all. You're not equipped, okay? None of us are. So the chronic overwhelm is sucking you dry, kind of like the gas prices. Anyway, I'm not trying to like rant at you and tell you, I'm not a therapist. I'm not like an emotional expert. Maybe I am because I do have a lot of them. No, but like, I feel like a lot of us are going through a lot of things and we don't maybe take the time to really realize that we're under all these, that we're dealing with all of these emotions and they just build, you know? And sometimes for me, and this is hope, maybe someone needs to hear this. That's why I'm saying it. But sometimes I just have to stop everything. Like there might be a day, like yesterday in the middle of my very busy work day, I had a very busy day, but I was like, emotionally just like bubbling on every level. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes. Luckily, I had the liberty to do this. I know not everyone does. I took 30 minutes. I set my timer on my phone. I got into my bed. I turned the lights off. I put my phone on silent and I just like laid in the dark for 30 minutes to just like reset and not think about anything. I mean, of course I'm thinking about things, but that was my, like, sometimes you just have to stop and bring your emotions back down to like level. It might be going for a walk, or for me, it's that like I had to shut it all off. And if you're dealing with these specific emotions, but any, especially chronic overwhelm, you might need to just turn it all off for a minute and like reset. It's really hard. I know there's a lot going on, but I just wanted to talk about that this week because that's where I've been. And I don't think I'm alone in that. You're definitely not alone in that because I'm there. So all right, don't let those emotions take over, guys. Okay, let's get less serious. I want to talk about my top 5 now. And the top 5 things that I want to talk about today are the top 5 items that I will always have in my kitchen. Like if you come over, I pretty much guarantee I will have these items. Because I was thinking about this because I had to reorder my Malden sea salt flakes. Spoiler alert, that's one. I believe my friend Dave, this is like a long time ago, my friend Dave back in Nashville introduced me to this. And we were having pizza and he and his wife put out this little bowl of Malden sea salt flakes and they were like sprinkling it on their pizza. And I was like, what are you doing? And they're like, Malden sea salt, we put this on everything. And I was like, oh. So I did it. And I was like, this is life-changing. And then you could put it, I put it on eggs. I put it on everything, like just toast. If you're not a salt person, you're not going to like that. But this is what made me think of doing top 5 because I ordered some this week. And I was like, I always have to have these. If I'm getting low, I'm like panic ordering them. So that's my first one. Okay. Number 5, Malden sea salt flakes. I talked about them on Instagram this week, and the box is really cute. It's like green and blue, and it looks good in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Right next to the butter. It's like you're getting a little decor and a little nice treat, you know? So there you go. Number 4 is balsamic glaze, not balsamic vinegar, although I'll probably have that too. Balsamic glaze. This is kind of niche, but like it elevates everything. Again, pizza. It's great on a pizza. It's great on like a sweet potato. It's especially great on like a burrata cheese, like or mozzarella. If you're having like if you have like a caprese salad or something, it's the glaze that goes over it. But you can put it on a lot of stuff. Again, toast, bread. My balsamic glaze game is strong, and I need to have it always in my fridge. So that's number 4. I'm not that fancy. It's not that fancy really, but it's kind of niche. Okay, number 3 is cans of drinks. Okay, I fill my fridge with various cans from Diet Coke, ginger ale, seltzers, Alani's, you name it. I don't use my produce drawers for produce really. I use them for cans. And I have they're very heavy, the drawers, but I like to fill my fridge with cans because I'm a big individual drink person. Like if someone comes over, or just for me, I don't want to pour it a glass usually. Like I want to just offer a can, you know what I mean? Or a bottle. Although I don't do bottles of water anymore because that's just to take up too much space. But I'm a big drink person, and I always loved growing up when like people had an extra fridge in their garage. I felt like those were like the rich people who had like a drink fridge in their garage. You know what I mean? That was rich to me. I was like, oh my gosh, they have a whole fridge just for drinks, you know? And I don't know. It just feels like you're at a convenience store or something and you're like, I can have any of these, you know? And I feel like that in my own house when I have drinks and cans and I can just pick what I want. So I always have cans of drinks, and it's probably not the most cost efficient, you know, but it's one of those things that I just like to have. So I do it. Okay. Number 4, I was debating between 2 here because I was going to say peanut butter, but like, I love peanut butter. But that's kind of too obvious. Like, doesn't everyone always have peanut butter in their house unless you're allergic? But I decided to go with mini chocolate chips, and specifically mini ones. Like, yeah, like you might bake and you always have like a drawer and you have like semi-sweet chocolate chips or whatever. But I always have the mini ones, like the tiny little, because I have to have some chocolate. I try not to keep a lot of junk in my house at various times. I mean, there's days, if I go to Trader Joe's, all bets are off. But mini chocolate chips are my little, like, if I need it, I can put them in pancakes. I can put them in yogurt. I do that a lot. I put them in yogurt. Or you can just eat the mini chocolate chips. Like if you just need a little sweet, you can just take a little handful of them, and there's something about the mininess of them. Mini things are kind of better, and mini chocolate chips are a must have in my house. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 1, something I always have in my kitchen is whiskey. I don't keep like a full bar at my house, and I'll have other, like I have wine usually and stuff, but I'll go through phases with drinking. So like sometimes I have a lot there, sometimes I don't, but I will always have whiskey, even if it's just like a little bottle of like Knob Creek or something, because I do whiskey. I don't really drink it. It's not my top drink. It's not like I'm a whiskey junkie or anything like that. The reason I keep whiskey is because as a singer, always it has been my go-to when I'm struggling vocally. A shot of whiskey or like a hot toddy or just sipping on whiskey always helps my throat, whether it's like a placebo or not. I think it really does, but I would just have visions of me at shows like in bars when we were really starting out, actually all the way through. Your voice just gets worn down when you play and sing that much. I just have like visions of me in these bars before we'd go on stage, and I just have whiskey. And it feels like my little safety net that if I just have a little whiskey, it'll help my throat, it'll help me feel better. So I always keep whiskey. I like, it's just always in my house. I don't drink it that often, but I do keep it. So those are my top 5. Those things are always in my kitchen. What's in your kitchen? What's in your wallet? All right. let's go to listener questions. I put an anonymous link up for these questions and I got way more listener questions this week. So many that if you don't hear yours, I will get to it another week, but I can't even probably get to all the listener questions, which I'm so thrilled about because I like that you write in and ask. So here we go. Let's get to it. Who are your celebrity crushes? Actually, a few people asked this, which is kind of random. And let me tell you, for a long, long time, my biggest celebrity crush has been Ben Affleck. Like back when he was in like Armageddon. I mean, I had like his poster in my college dorm room type of thing, you know? I don't know what it is. It's just like his kind of nonchalant, like, I don't give an F attitude, kind of Boston guy. And he's just cute. He likes the Patriots, the Red Sox. He's just your New England guy. And he's just Ben Affleck, you know? So that's my number one. Also a big fan of Michael B. Jordan. He's a celebrity crush of mine. I first was introduced to him from Parenthood. Now he's like everywhere. He's extremely attractive. I find him to be, I have a big crush on Michael B. Jordan. And then I was thinking like, I must have like an athlete or like a musician that I have a crush on that I was just thinking. And I honestly, musicians, I don't have a lot of celebrity crush musician guys because they sometimes give me the ick because I think just I've toured with too many of them. Like, I'm like, oh, no offense to anyone on that. But I don't know. I don't really have, but I do have an athlete one and it's going to be maybe surprising, but it's Gronk. I have a little celebrity crush on Gronk. And he's like such a, you know, I don't know. He's such a goofball, but he's just a big fun guy, you know, and I just kind of like the funness of him. Like I like the not seriousness of him. And he's just like a nice, big, burly guy. And that's another celebrity crush of mine. So, okay, next question. That's a good one. Thank you. What are some sayings you use that literally don't make sense? Like, hit me. When I asked for questions, I said, hit me, like hit me up with some questions and someone's making fun of me for that. That's fine. I don't mind being made fun of. One saying, I talked about this on Instagram recently. One saying that like people say when they say, oh, you want to have your cake and eat it too. That's a big one for me. Like, yeah, that's why you have cake, you know? And I just like, where did that come from? Like nobody wants a cake to not eat it. That's just dumb. So that's one. And then like sleep like a baby. That's always kind of bothered me because babies, I guess newborns sometimes sleep really well, but like babies don't sleep that great. So a lot of it's like a whole thing. It's like you're gonna have a baby, you're never gonna sleep because they don't sleep, you know. And it's like we say sleep like a baby like it's a good thing, but I don't know. It's not a great analogy to me. And then I'm a big, you know, me on the like. Anytime someone says like, let's just jump into that, or can we hop on a call, or like jump in the shower, dive into this topic, it's very aggressive. And I say those things, you know, but like you don't hop on a call. Like, you know, you talk on a call unless you're hopping, like while you're, you could just picture like on the phone and someone's like hopping on one foot. No, you know, and you don't jump into the shower. You're probably going to fall and hurt yourself. But those are things we say and we go with it. It's just what we do. Oh, I have one more that's a big pet peeve for me. I don't say this, so it's other people say it. And I'm not judging anyone because it's very common actually. Specifically, it's common in like faith-based communities. Like it's just one of those phrases that like pastors and stuff say. But other people say it too, but it's like, yeah, I just want to love on those people. Like, I just want to love on these neighbors of mine or whatever. And I'm like, oh gosh, like I do not like that phrase. Like, yeah, just love on them. And I'm like, no, love them. That's fine. Love on them it just feels icky. It feels icky to me. I don't know. I don't like love on. It's because, I don't know if it's a Southern thing either. Like maybe it's Southern, but it's just like love on each other. And I'm like, no. That's a different thing. You know, that's not what we're doing here. So that's my pet peeve. Okay. Great question. I don't know if you were making fun of me, but it was still a good question. Do you believe in life after love? I have a feeling I know who did that. I do actually. Yeah. Share. Okay. Do you believe in this is a real one. Do you believe, maybe that was a real one, and I'm sorry if I'm making fun of you, but I think it was a share joke. Do you believe in life after love after love? Okay. This is a real one. Do you believe in second chances? I'm dealing with an ex who I'm trying to get to be friends with me again after he accused me of something I never did. That's complex because do I believe in second chances is its own question, I think. And yeah, I do believe in that. I do believe in second chances, but I think there are some parameters around some second chances. I I think exes can get back together, but I also sometimes think they're an ex for a reason. Maybe it should move on. I don't know. That's a controversial statement because I've definitely gotten back together with exes and a lot of people have. And it does work sometimes. But this sounds, and I don't know who you are. I don't know the situation. I know nothing about this. If he accused you of something you never did, like was there a good this feels like my advice show again. I should have saved this for my advice show. But no, did he just accuse you was there a good reason for him to accuse you of that? And like, I don't know. I need to know more. I need to know more about this situation to tell you if I believe in second chances in this particular one. I do think people deserve second chances often because like, I know I've screwed up a bunch of times or I've overreacted to things or I've like acted in a way where I'm not proud of it, and I want to change and do it differently. Not even just in relationships, like just in general, you need second chances in life because we're not perfect, I think when you get into third, fourth, fifth chances, the storyline changes a little bit for me, but I don't have enough information here. I would just be careful. And saying something like you're trying to get them to be friends with you again, I don't know. I don't know if I feel maybe that language is just like the language for me there is like if you're trying to get someone to be friends with you, I don't know that we should have to try that hard for friendships. You know what I mean? Like I'm just being protective of you and I don't even know who you are. I don't know if you're a girl or a boy or how old you are. I don't know who this is, but I'm feeling protective of you because like you were kind of wronged, it sounds like, and then you're trying to get them to be friends after they wronged you. And I don't know, I'm just being protective of you. So if you want to write in for the advice show and give me more information on that, I'll be happy to weigh in. But I do believe in second chances. I think they've saved me a lot of times, actually. Okay, last question. What is a high and a low from this past week? I had a really bad day this past week, like a really bad one. And it was just one of those days where like I'm alive. Everything's okay. It's not the end of the world, but like everything that could go wrong kind of did. And I was on emotional overload, like I told you. So that was like a low day. It was a low point for me that whole day. It was just a day full of confrontation and insecurity and grief and overwhelm. So that was my low point of the week. And we all have them. I try to just not live. My big thing right now that I'm trying to learn, I was just saying this to a friend this morning on a voice message because she was like, she had a really bad day yesterday. And I was just saying like, here's what I'm learning. A day can be really bad in itself, and you have to start over again the next day. Like my big goal right now, I go through a lot of emotions in a day currently, and I have to reset in the morning. That's a big part of why I do my walks, honestly, because it's my reset. It's just like the new day, new things are happening. I have a new attitude. I have a new mood. I'm going to see new people, like whatever it is. And so you can't just live. To me, I can't let yesterday linger into today. That's just where I'm at. So that was my low point of the week. I'm going to went on a rant. That's what I do. All right. My high point of this week is I wrote 3 songs that just like flowed straight out of me this week. I just, probably because of all the emotions, that's how I process them. But that was a high point for me. I felt like writing just was like flowing out of me this week. So that I love when that happens, when it's like my flow state, and I just love it. So that was my high point. All right. Thank you guys for the questions. If I missed yours, tune in next week because I will get to more. All right. Time for our Jill pill. I almost feel like I just gave you the Jill pill with like, this wasn't going to be it, but should the Jill pill just be start over every day? Like start at 0? No, I already said that. So I have a different one. Okay. The Jill pill is this. Sometimes it's okay to just like give up for a minute and call it. And I don't mean like give up and give in like in a big dramatic way, but as long as you don't stay there, if you're just hitting a wall with something, you can just be like, I'm done with dealing with this right now and I'll start it another time. I'll come back to it another time. I sometimes feel like there's this like cultural feel like we need to push through everything. You got to push through and just like get it done. And I don't mean to be like the unmotivational speaker here. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of what it sounds like. And sometimes there's times to push through and really do it. But sometimes you can assess it and just go like, it's okay for me to just give up on this for a minute and call it. And maybe I'll come back to it, like especially if it's something you need to come back to, but it's okay to let it go. You don't have to hold on so tight to everything, give yourself a break, give yourself a reset. I had to allow myself that a few times this week. So if there's something that brings up for you, maybe just pay attention to that. Okay. Hey, this was super fun. I'm so thankful for Meghan coming on here. That was awesome. Again, like I said, if there's anything you want to chat about, let's keep doing this. I like talking to you guys. So go out this week, get your Dunkin stuff, be like Meghan. Don't be like me, because I've dropped the ball on some of that. She's committed. Be like Meghan, okay? Have a great week. Keep in touch. You can find me on Instagram at JiPi Music. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Take a Jill Pill podcast on Instagram as well, and takeajillpill.com. And just thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. All right. Until next time, be good. Take a Jill Pill. Bye.